Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. So FedEx just dropped off a new box. It's got Fender written on it. Let's open it up, see what we got. Okay, nice. This is a Telecaster Deluxe in surf green. Looks like the neck alignment's all good. Not gonna lie, I may have a thing for this color. And this is part of Fender's newly launched Vintera II Series. The Vinteras are spec'd to give you vintage accurate feel and sound, and they're made in Mexico, so they're friendlier on the wallet than an American Fender, and they still have that name on the headstock. The new lineup comprehensively covers a wide range of Fender's heritage, with an additional emphasis on the 70s and the associated big-ass headstock this time around. Real quick run through, we've got the Stratocaster from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, then a 50s Nocaster, 60s Telecaster, 60s Thinline Telecaster, and a 50s Jazzmaster. Then a 70s Jaguar, a 70s Competition Mustang. On the bass side, from the 70s, we've even got a Mustang bass and a Telecaster bass, in addition to the normal suspects of 50s and 60s P bass and 60s Jazz bass options. There's even a very cool 60s bass 6 this time. And then we have this. At a glance, this 70s Telecaster Deluxe was my favorite from the new lineup. It was originally released as a response to, dual humbucker 4-control layout. You know what guitar this was a response to. The 70s Telecaster Deluxe was part of the original Vintera series, but this time around it's got a different vintage correct U neck profile, a 6-screw vintage tremolo, and also comes in vintage white. So very cool, totally my type of guitar. Huge thanks to Fender for sending this one over for us to check out together. But I found one of the best ways to really test a guitar is to write something with it. See how it holds up during the process, see what kind of riffs it inspires. So smack a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That actually massively helps out more than you might know. Let's plug it in, get some tones, get some first impressions, and write a demo track. Gets a vintage style Telecaster, immediately goes for the chug. This is your first time here, welcome to the channel. So I'm currently running this guitar through the Angle Savage Mark II. Recently, this has just been my go-to for everything, and I'm also running it through a custom kick-ass audio impulse response that Luke and I have been working on. More information on that soon. And yeah, the wide range humbuckers sound pretty chonky. These wide range pickups are massive, by the way. I didn't realize how much bigger they were than regular humbuckers, and I wasn't expecting these to chug. Like, the pickups on my American Professional 2 Telecaster Deluxe do not chug whatsoever. What can I say? I guess they knew what they were doing back in the day. There's more good news for you fellow fans of the chug. The saddles on this tremolo are super nice. They're round, they're smooth. On a lot of these vintage style Fender tremolos, the saddles are super uncomfortable. They're all weird and pokey. But not here. Okay, I'm gonna be upfront with you guys though. I may be slightly handicapped at the moment. The cat took a chunk out of my finger, like her claw got right in between the skin and the nail, and my daughter helped me pick a band-aid out, so Peppa Pig is doing her best. It's one of those, it's such a dumb injury, but it still hurts. So the solution is, it's a Telecaster anyway, so I'm gonna write a chuggy slide song, and I've already got a breakdown riff in mind. Like halftime drums, one China cymbal every 5 minutes. It's gonna sound awesome. So keeping that in mind, let's build something around it. Ooh, we can use that. Dude, sliding high gain is just so much fun. Alright, pause. This color is glorious. There's something about surf green that just puts me in a good mood. I'm not sure how I feel about this neck yet, though. I like the shape. It's as if, like, the thin U on my ESP Eclipse were chonkier. It's got big shoulders and kind of a rounded, flat back. And I like the glossy fingerboard a lot. It feels really smooth. The frets are flush with the nicely rounded edges. Quality-wise, this feels great. I just don't like how much gloss is on the back of the neck. I've barely started playing it and already it feels a little sticky. So I might end up sanding that off with a Scotch-Brite or something because it is a lot. So we got our breakdown, we got our main riff. Let's write a little groovy section with a bunch of slide. It's pretty dumb. Yeah, something like that. That'd be a good place to put some leads over. But obviously, I'm a finger down, so tapping, maybe? Sounds like a sci-fi game loading screen.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Fuck. Maybe I'll just put CBD oil on my finger and push through or something, because that sounds pretty cool. And then we can harmonize that. Yeah, that can work. I'm a bit surprised how easy this thing is to play. Like in the past, narrow, tall, vintage style frets have caused me a little bit of a problem. I usually play jumbo, extra jumbo sized frets, but here, and maybe it's because I'm using a slide, but I don't really notice it too much. It's a guitar demo, so we need the obligatory clean section. I don't know where I can use that, but I gotta find a place for it. I know it's not vintage spec correct, but it's a shame there's no coil splits. That's a pretty decent clean sound, but I bet these would sound phenomenal split. I think that's the clean section done. That's enough ideas now. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this demo track off camera. I've been really enjoying my time with this guitar, man. That was really easy. Actually, I shouldn't speak too soon. They may sound like shit. And I'll meet you back here after for my final thoughts on this Fender Vintera II Telecaster Deluxe. But first, here's how the demo track inspired by the first riffs on this guitar turned out. Personally, I've always been partial to the 70s era guitars. I love the big headstocks. My first guitar is a Squire Bullet. I grew up watching Tom DeLonge play a Strat way too low, and an ever-tuned Hello Kitty is one of my main writing guitars. They all have that mammoth headstock. I don't know, man, it just looks right to me. And granted, the results didn't always come off, but there was so much creative and sometimes downright wacky experimentation going on. And the Telecaster Deluxe was one that they got very right. It's it's awesome because every iteration is a blend of what traditionally makes Fenders great with features that you don't typically find on Fender guitars. Like a belly cut for comfort, you don't find that on a normal Telecaster. And this particular one, the Vintera II Series, might be my favorite take on the Tele Deluxe. They weren't exactly known for their stellar quality, so buying them used is a bit of a gamble because there are a lot of lemons from that era. So it's awesome they're being made now with modern manufacturing techniques and that they come with a warranty, something that I'm very grateful for with my own recent experience with Fender customer service. The pickups are versatile, by which I mean they do the 70s thing that most people are probably buying this for, and for what I need them for, they chug pretty hard with kind of a unique vintage flavor. It looks awesome, surf green with vintage tinted maple, but most importantly, this neck shape. And again, I'm really not into how overly glossed the back is, but the chonky U paired with the Fender standard 9.5-inch radius smooth fingerboard is super satisfying to riff out on. I liked my previous generation Vintera 50s Telecaster a lot, ended up selling it though because the 7.5-inch fingerboard radius with the huge chonky neck was just too much of a baseball bat. This combination is perfect for a comfortable vintage feel. One last thing I do want to mention is that if you like hardtails more, there is still limited stock of the previous generation with the C profile neck up on Fender's website for a bit of a discount, so snag that before it's gone. But yeah, I just have to give Fender props for the lineup selection on this series. Because of that mixed reputation, 70s guitars were never as popular as the classic 50s and 60s models reflected by the first iteration of the Vintera series. Never thought we'd see a world where a 60s Jazzmaster would be replaced by a 70s, but I am not mad about it. It is kind of a shame that the modified variants haven't returned. Those were vintage spec blended with modern playability. Because again, that massively thick neck shape plus the 7.25-inch radius is an adjustment. So the modified versions were a cool concept. Would have been nice if that were expanded on, but since this is turning more into commentary on the lineup overall, I think this is where I'm going to end the video. So, those are just my thoughts. Here's where I'll throw it to you. What do you think of Telecaster Deluxes and of the new Vintera II series? Any and all thoughts? Let me know down below. And massive shout out to my patrons for supporting the channel. Their names are up on the screen right now. Consider joining them if you like what I do and want to directly support me as well. You can also join as a channel member or pick up some comfy merch. All that really helps out. Social media, more information about this guitar and affiliate links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.